GMAC, GMAC, GMAC. This is
yeah.
Well, I love that video, don't you? Sorry, we need to stop for a minute. That video like grabs me every time.
I know, I love it still. Like when we first got it, because I had posted it on our socials and I literally like had it playing in a loop because I just loved it so much.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go back. This is Paradigm Live. This is the place every week to find out what's going on in the CyberBrokers universe. I'm Mike Carterell, Community Manager, and
I'm Brianna. You might know me as Lady Diamond Hand. I do marketing and help with lore here at CyberBrokers.
And we've got another great episode, our first guest. But before we do that, let's quickly make sure everyone knows what CyberBrokers is.
Yes, so if you're new here and you don't know CyberBrokers, we're a metaverse-native media and entertainment company. And we're working to build an entire universe through beautiful collectibles, engaging content, and interactive experiences.
And you can easily find us through our website, cyberbrokers.com, and on Twitter, cyberbrokers with the _ at the end, and then pop into Discord and say hello. We have two primary collections, CyberBrokers, which launched in March of 2022, and Genesis Mechs coming up next month.
Exciting.
Sorry. Okay, let's talk about events this week, and then we'll get into our agenda. So creator calls are back, and there's a reason for that. We'll talk about the bounties that are out. So 2 times on Wednesday, 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. Central Standard, or 8 p.m. or 1 a.m. UTC. Voice, General, and Discord. Have any questions about creating something or bounties? Stop on in and let's chat.
Yes, and then we have our big fashion events coming up. So if you check in on Fridays, we've been posting cool AR filters. Actually, last week we did a full mech AR filter.
Yeah.
But we do these events, Wardrobe Wednesdays, where you'll build the backstory behind the lore of a item from our universe. And we will make a whole AR filter for that you'll be able to use. So we're super excited about that. The next one coming up, since we ended up doing the full mech last week, will be the astronomer helmet. We'll be posting about the lore behind that, which we're excited about. The community has some great ideas about that.
I love mixing it up, a little bit of each, going back and forth.
Exactly. So if you like to, write, or you just kind of want to be involved in kind of the history of our universe, pop into the Wardrobe Wednesdays in our Discord.
Perfect. And then game night is 8 p.m. Central, and that's in Voice, General, and Games Public. We tend to play Among Us and be a little freaked out as we chase each other around. But for those who aren't into that type of game, we usually have some other Discord-based, picture guessing game going on. That's always fun as well.
Mm-hmm. And then we have something fun this Thursday. So it's our Twitter mech name extravaganza. So you'll tune into our Twitter and you'll be able to comment the mech parts that you've put together, or any maybe mechs you're thinking about putting together. And we'll come back to you with some possible mech names that you can get. So we're really excited. We mentioned last week, there's 50 different name formulas, one for each of our 50 styles of mechs. So there's a lot of different options that you can get. It's pulling from like a name bucket that has hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of words. So we're excited to have that. So that you'll just check in on our Twitter. You can comment what you have or what you're thinking about, and we'll give you some name possibilities back, which should be fun. There's some really good ones, some funny ones, depending on the vibe you're going with. So. And
I'm also looking for, you're welcome to give us, the full set, like show me what a Lycan X is. You're welcome to do that. But I'm more interested in seeing the combos of different styles and what that produces.
Those generate, to me, I kind of like the funny names, like how I'm envisioning at least my mech. So I kind of like the combos because you get some interesting adjective noun combinations.
Yes. Yeah.
A cutesy mech with a giant behemoth mech. There are some fun combos out there. So
yeah, so that'll be a fun exercise to help everyone kind of see the differences.
Exactly.
Cool. Okay, let's talk about what we're going to do today. First up, we have our first guest. We're totally excited. The broker list is here, CyberC himself, and we're going to talk to him a little later about what the broker list is.
Mm-hmm. And then our first version beta story will be dropping this week. So we're really excited about that to get started with some new characters, some new worlds. So we're excited.
And there were 2 bounties that were dropped last week from the community fund. So we're going to briefly talk about those.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, mech part reveal is going on right now. So if you haven't revealed your parts or you don't have any parts and you're thinking about picking them up, you can still have the full reveal process. It's going on right now at pretty.cyberbrokers.com. It's in our Twitter bio. You can pop into our Discord. Someone will come and help you. We're really friendly. And then we also have NFT Paris coming up at the end of the month. So lots of exciting things. Big month for CyberBrokers.
And that's what's being stated publicly.
Exactly. Yeah.
We won't go any further than that. Okay, so let's briefly just review how to get a mech. Just because there's multiple ways. So depending upon what level of interest you have and time, you can pick different paths. So the first path is the more involved path. If you have parts, you can certainly reveal them, from quests, or you can buy unrevealed parts and go through the whole experience of revealing them. That's option number 1.
Mm-hmm. The other option is if you don't want to go through the reveal, you kind of have seen our styles or you know exactly what you want. You can go to our revealed parts collection. And you can just pick up the styles exactly as you want. You'll know exactly what you're getting. So that's more the route if you kind of don't want to do the whole reveal, see what I get, do the trading. That's kind of the more straightforward route.
Yeah, something specific. You kind of know what you want already.
Yeah, but you still get to assemble your mech, which is also fun because there's color customization. Like we said, you'll be able to name it. So you'll get the exact styles you want, but you'll still get to go through the whole assembly process, which is really, really exciting.
And then the third part is really just waiting until mechs get assembled and picking one pre-assembled. And the key there is to understand it doesn't have to stay exactly the way you buy it. There will be an opportunity for you to customize that mech after purchase.
Yes. So
Okay.
3 different options.
So I think that covers how to get a mech. I don't think we want to go into too much. We've been covering this already, but just understand there's a certain number of parts and types you need to create a mech. And there's a mechanic with 3 specific pieces you need of the same model. If you go to the CyberBrokers website and go to the blog, there'll be an article there telling you all about those details. So we're not going to cover those again for time because we want to get into the cooler stuff for this week, right?
Yes.
Okay. So tell us about Lore. Lore is back.
Lore is back. We have a whole new format. We're really excited. So if you haven't delved deep into CyberBrokers lore or stories before, this is a great entry point. So they're going to be kind of smaller batch stories. And we're going to have a few different kind of paths that the lore will go down. So you can either read it all, you can choose one path. If you just want to read one story at a time, it will still be a nicely contained story. But we're actually really excited. I was just telling Mike that for our story that's dropping this week, the main character, the point of view character, is actually a broker that was submitted to us through a casting call, which is really exciting. So the main character, the whole story is told through their voice, their point of view, and we came up with kind of their voice and how they fit into the story based off of someone's audition. So if you're new to CyberBrokers, we'll hold casting calls where we look for certain parts in our stories, whether that's a specific talent or a specific type of person, like a hero or a villain. and you can reply with kind of your own little like backstory or personality trait about your cyber broker, and we'll go through them. And if something catches our eye, we put it in the story, and that was the case with this week. So I'm really excited to see what everyone thinks of this new character. It's a very different character, one that we haven't seen, I will say. It's a talent we haven't explored a lot yet. And I'm excited.
It's got quite a different personality to it, too.
Yes, very different personality. We're expanding the world. So I think it'll be fun. It's definitely a fun voice. And when we announce the character, we'll be sure to shout out the person whose audition won. But I'm excited that a community submission is going to be like the main focal point of this chapter, or this story, which is great.
Yeah. So two key things out of that. One, lore drop sometime this week. Be paying attention. Two, when you see the next casting call, make sure to apply. Right?
100%. We're super excited to rope the community in more and more with lore. So, and everyone has such great ideas. We have a really great creative community. So we're eager to get your ideas into like official canon things.
I think the other thing that's kind of cool about this next lore drop is it really explores more of the world. So it's not just a story about people. It's talking about world dynamics, which helps a lot.
I was just gonna say, if you're new to the lore, basically we're entering this new version beta where our whole metaverse is being exploded, opened up, all these weird, dangerous, crazy new places. So if you have any ideas too about like worlds or like locations you want to see, hop into our lore channel on Discord and you just drop your crazy ideas. Like we were talking about like I think it might have been Ballistic who was talking about like a pizza world, but drop your ideas in there because there's endless possibilities in the metaverse. So
I think we can confirm that the winner of the audition was not Ballistic's ad buddy dressed up as a sheeple. Can we say that?
I can say that, but it was in our little spreadsheet and it did give us a great laugh. And we did try to think about where could we maybe in the future there's a place for this guy somewhere.
Very creative though, trying to slip through the auditions, as an ad.
Exactly.
Okay, so let me move on to bounties. We have 2 bounties that are out. The first is a shit poster bot. Josie's been wanting this for quite a long time, and we decided that it would be even better to do it with the community. So the general concept is we're going to have a shit poster channel in Discord. You all can post suggestions for great shit posts, whether it be commenting on someone else's tweet, retweeting with some content, creating some memes, whatever. And we're going to create a character out of one of the CyberBrokers we own, create a Twitter account for it, and we're going to choose your posts to go into that Twitter account. So the bounty is to create and make all that happen in a Discord bot. If you're JavaScript oriented, feel free to take a look at that and go to the website, community fund section, and all the details are there for you. The second one is again something we've been talking about for a long time, which is why they're ending up in bounties, because we want them done. Shout out to Delso for the original idea of Broker Survivor. And the general idea of that is play a game with our brokers that's like the TV show Survivor. So put X brokers onto the island, and they'll have challenges and various other things. But the key part is there'll be voting, every X days. And how do you socially stay in without getting voted out? And then at the end, there'll be a 2-hour live finale like this, where we'll watch the final votes going from 10 to 1, and everyone will get to comment along the way. So again, kind of 2 very light engagement activities that people can have fun with. I think that was a comment from last season was, don't have the time to be as involved sometimes. So these are great activities for people to engage with.
Yeah, I'm super excited about both of these. I think the ship poster will be really fun. I'm excited to get that going.
Yeah, and we're gonna have to figure out the line, because some of this stuff might be really funny, but do we want it posted is the better question. So let's get to the part that we really wanted to get to, which is why we zipped through the rest of this. Our first guest on Paradigm Live is CyberC, and we're going to bring him up here. He is from the Broker List. Say hello, CyberC.
GM. I hope you hear me well.
Yes. So, do you want to give any background on yourself, or you going to remain anonymous for now?
Yeah, sure. I'm one of co-founder of the Broker List. We start, I think, something like 2 months after the Brokers mint. And after that, as you probably all remember, we have this cool alpha channel on the main Discord. But we have some issues with it because we cannot really do everything that was needed to provide the best alpha that we can. We cannot create there some giveaways, we cannot post links and so on. So there was a lot of small but really annoying thing that was
important for your growth. Yeah, you needed to grow.
Yeah. So after some time, we consulted this problem with you, and we decided that we should split and create a separate Discord where we can post and do everything we want. We totally understand that there is a high risk in all this alpha stuff because, you need to really make your decision fast. But as you know, it's sometimes really profitable. Sometimes you can destroy your whole wallet if you not use it wisely.
The beauty of alpha being a degen, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's totally degen stuff. But this is the risk that everyone in the broker list somehow take. We all have a burner wallet, so even if it's somehow compromised, then the loss is like, I don't know, 0.05 ETH or something like this, because we usually not hold more in such wallets.
So you're practicing good wallet safety then?
Yeah, exactly. We also talk in our broker list a lot about security, because this is the essential part here. Because if you want to degen, you need to have it secured. So even if you sometimes get some contract that is malicious, then the damage should be minimal for you.
Yeah. So to kind of back up and summarize, the broker list is a community-led activity of all CyberBroker holders that are interested in alpha and sometimes called degen activities, but not negatively. And they found their own kind of sub community in this particular topic of alpha and degen, and they've been growing, and it's great to see them kind of branch out on their own and have the ability to do all these things that they wanted that we couldn't easily provide inside our own Discord, given the activity. So when it comes to like whitelist spots and collabs and stuff like that, for us to do that, it would require a lot of vetting, and we would rather spend time building mechs and things like that for providers. So the partnership works perfect, that they can do what they want. They're separate, but yet the holders get exactly what they want as well, that camaraderie, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think that was really wise decision to separate it then, because thanks to this, we give holder a lot. I even not try to count whiteley spots to some project that was totally maybe not worth it, but there was also a lot of project that give our community a lot of profit. So
Yeah.
it somehow pays off. And we always say in a broker list that we are flipping this some degen whitelist spots for another broker. So this is some kind of our own ritual, as I can say.
And
So,
I want to put this comment up here, degen, but not negatively. And I think it's important because the word degen can go both ways sometimes. Degening can be a lot of fun, right, CyberC?
yeah, of course. To be honest, we are mostly for fun, especially now in bear market where this profit is not really so high like it was, I don't know, half a year ago.
Mhm.
Now, to be honest, our broker list about somehow changed from this time, from the beginning, because now we are just a bunch of friends who are talking about other projects, what is worth investing, what not, and have all their own point of view there.
Yeah, and that's awesome that community part crossed over to the broker list as well, because it's really the same people, or more specifically, the broker list is a little bit of a subset of CyberBroker people.
Yeah, exactly.
So I wanted to, is it okay if we talk about London?
Yeah, sure. It was
Okay.
really great trip for me.
Yeah, so I had the privilege of meeting CyberC in London, and we both got to go on Pranksy's tour bus, and that was a blast. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, we were sitting like almost whole tour together on this small, really small bus seats. So yeah, it was, and we were talking like, I don't know, for hours or something like that.
Yeah.
About everything, to be honest. Yeah, it was really cool, and the whole tour was awesome. I
so
don't think really, yeah, that Pranksy hear us, but it was awesome. Really.
Go ahead, Brandy. You have a question?
I was just saying I was jealous. I was getting all your pictures from London to send out on Twitter, and I was like, oh, this all looks so awesome.
Yeah, and the general purpose was, they took us to two spots where there was graffiti, and it was kind of reserved areas in London specifically for that, and they provided expert tour guides. Oh my gosh, the amount of information those tour guides had was phenomenal. So anyhow, thank you, Pranksy. While we're on this topic, but the other cool thing, I think. So we ended up on a bus, double decker, and the top part of the bus is where we were. And it ended up, we didn't really know these people until we sat down. But at the same point, they all kind of had connections in one way or another. So I think, was it Metageist that was with us as well?
Yeah.
Yep.
But there was a bunch of brokers there, I think 5, 6, maybe even about 10. I don't know, a lot of brokers there was on this bus.
And then there were a whole bunch of people that were in Editati, Bitcoin Madam's social group, because I think they were speaking with her at NFT London. So there was that connection. And it was just amazing how you throw a bunch of random, crypto NFT people together and the connections that you can make.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
And also this, that you found that you know these people, but you don't know that you know them from some other Discord that you can't even suspect.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So back to the broker list. So you were kind of talking about the differences between last year and this year. Um, are you still seeing a lot of whitelist and collab opportunities like you were last year, or has it changed a little bit?
Yeah, it's really changed because, at least from my perspective, whitelist meta ended right now. There is not really many whitelist opportunity that is worth anything, but good alpha is still really valuable. So, for example, we have some few really nice success recently, but it was not really from whitelist, but from think that someone from our broker list, not only from broker list team, but also from rest of the community just spot. For example, we were really early on the punk memes, which was really, really profitable for, I think, many people in broker list. I think 2-1 started the topic about punk memes on the broker list. We also have a few really nice profits, for example, from some GM drops that we also said much before that, for example, when the price was something like zero point 0.2 and then a few weeks after our call it goes to 0.7, 0.8 it. So yeah, we still have some success, but it's totally different because now the information is really crucial, not really the whitelist opportunities like it was in the bull market where everything just goes to the moon.
So the network you've created has
Yeah,
become more important than the whitelist side of things.
exactly.
Yeah. So it kind of worked out well. You got the opportunity to create that network, which is now paying dividends.
Yeah, I think really if you have a broker, then joining broker list is worth it because you can get some really profitable information. And as we all know, information is power.
Yeah. Yeah. And so an example of brokerless activity is someone hears about a project, they come into your brokerless Discord, they
Yeah.
discuss it, and then you try to see, okay, did someone else hear similar information? So you try to tie the pieces together and then make decisions based upon that, right?
Yeah, exactly. We have really a lot of people that is interested in alpha. So they get, for example, one person gets some information from Doodle Alpha, other from GMDAO, other from Moonbirds, and so on. So we just gather this information, think together what is worth investing or what is not, and yeah, try to make some good decision even in this bear market.
Oh yeah, the best decisions you can make given the information you have, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Yeah, so for those like I myself, I don't have the time to keep track of so many projects, so I tend to minimize and only pick a few. Um, but for those that are into lots of projects, it sounds like a great way to keep track of everything. So if a few people are watching this, a few people are watching that, you just have one Discord where you can keep up with what's going on, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
That is
Any?
my. Yeah, go on.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, that's the main purpose of broker list right now, because as I said before, the white lists not really working out. Maybe 1 at 10 or 20, but it's just not worth effort right now to really hunt them. But yeah, information is still really valuable.
I'm curious. I know there was kind of like that free mint time where everyone was kind of moving to free mints versus paid mints. Have you seen
Yeah.
that continue?
To be honest, the free mints rather die when this whole royalty problem occurs. Because when you have the, for example, Blur, where royalties goes almost to zero or point, 0.5% or something like this, it's just killing this all free projects, unfortunately.
That's interesting. The all new contracts are kind of living under the OpenSea. You have to add that code now to block
Yeah.
certain marketplaces. Have you seen that affect things?
Yeah, of course it's affecting things, but from other perspective, it's also not a really good solution because we are giving OpenSea really a lot of power here if we block each other marketplace. So it's really not the decentralized way that we should follow. So I totally understand that projects should get royalties, but yeah,
From an
setting only
alpha.
one marketplace is also bad. So there is not really a good solution here right now, at least.
Yeah, it's today's solution. From an alpha perspective, have you seen it, affect projects because each new project kind of has to make a choice. So it's one extra step for them to release.
Yeah.
So kind of like you were talking about with Blur, Blur messed with the free mint part a little bit because it got rid of the ability to get revenue, secondary revenue. Are the things like that you're seeing that are impacting the new projects and alpha along with it?
Yeah, sure. It's especially impacted this free mint meta that was, I don't know, 4 months ago. But for now, when we have this OpenSea contract that we need to set, then at least from my perspective, it's not changing too much because most projects just blacklist Blur right now, which is kind of sad from this decentralized perspective. But yeah, they make the decision and now they need to take the consequences of it.
Great. Anything else we should know about the broker list? Otherwise, we'll move into Q&A sections.
To be honest, I think I explored this topic right now. If there is any question, then I'm happy to answer.
Perfect. So we'll move that in the Q&A section. So the key takeaway from this, if you're interested in alpha and other projects, go check out the broker list on Twitter. It's brokerlist_, just like CyberBrokers. And you can find their information and Discord there. You do need to be a CyberBroker holder to join. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's totally correct.
Okay. So limited solely to CyberBroker holders.
We have Vulkan authentication, so if you have Vulkan, then you can just join without any problem.
Yeah, love that Vulkan. Makes it so easy. Okay, let's. We've got one announcement, and then we'll move into Q&A. So if people want to start posting their, Q&A section, questions in chat, we will queue them up. Get back to chat there. So we wanted to quickly talk about NFT Paris. You saw the announcement today.
Yeah.
Josie is going to Paris, and I see mechs hanging on the Eiffel Tower.
We're bringing mechs. CyberBrokers and their mechs will be together in Paris. So we're really excited to show you what we have planned.
Yeah, physically and virtually. So just as a reminder, I think over 60 people or 60 CyberBrokers have already bought tickets. Just as a reminder, there is a special offer for CyberBrokers, €60, and I had that wrong last week. My apologies. So 60 euros for the 2-day ticket. It is the 24th, which is a Friday, and then the 25th is a Saturday. On Friday night, we will have a holder meetup. The details of that are actually, I think, getting taken care of this week, so that'll be out soon. And then there'll be more of a casual networking opportunity on Saturday. We learned that last time. The people want, more of a together activity, and then just the ability to hang and chat. So be on the lookout for more information on NFT Paris. I see a question. It's been lurking there the whole time. So we'll answer the question. You have to create it yourself. So this is the hat for Satoshi's slice, which I've added the CyberBrokers logo, and it's also the layer. So you can take the layer and go to any t-shirt site and create it. I got no graphic skills, so if I can do this, I'm pretty sure everyone else can too, right?
I like the hat a lot.
Yeah.
Really nice.
And Brianna can attest to I got no graphic skills, because Brianna's got good graphic skills.
I'll say I can do a good job. I'm a Canva expert, if anyone knows Canva. I'm a big Canva girl. But I would be lost without Ozma as well, our artist.
Yes. So this is the next question. This is a popular one. And do we know what's happening with the unclaimed mech parts yet? Yes, we do, but we haven't made it public. Sorry.
There's a lot of back end stuff we have to deal with. But yeah, we'll be sure to let you know once we have that all good on our side.
Yeah, there is a plan, and you will be included in it as soon as we can make it public. But I think it's important to understand that unclaimed mech parts will be part of the population. So don't expect that they're gone, burned, not included in all of your crazy calculations everyone's doing on, how many are left of this type or that type. And I'll stop there. That's probably enough, right, Brianna?
Yes, I think the important thing is they're not just disappearing. Yes. That's the important thing to note.
Yeah. But what do you think of that answer, CyberC? Oh, did we lose him?
Oh, sorry, I was mute.
Yeah, it happens to us all the time.
Yeah.
Has there been debate? Has there been a debate in the broker list about what's happening to the unclaimed mech parts?
To be honest, my personal opinion is that, as you already said, they definitely not will be burned, but maybe you will find some really cool way to give it to community. But there probably will be more quests, other quests. So when mechs will be already built, then some additional parts can be really valuable to get. That's my personal idea.
All ideas are good. We love to hear them. Okay, let's do last call. I'm not seeing any other questions, and that's perfectly okay. This isn't intended to be an hour show. We just want to give you the information you need, and that's it. Last call for questions. Any question you have, CyberC, about CyberBrokers that we can ask or answer?
I don't think you can really say it, but when our mechs, when we can build these mechs, I think everyone are really curious about this.
Yes, February. We can answer that too. I know that's not the specific answer you want. My actual answer is it really doesn't matter because it's less about when you can assemble mechs and it's more about when we have everything ready to do something with a mech. So
okay, I have one more question. If I
go ahead.
have a voice already, then I will ask it. Because now all the focus is on the mechs. And what with the original CyberBrokers? I know that they will be somehow piloting these mechs, but now, at least, the connection and maybe I will use even this word, profit from holding CyberBrokers is not really clear because, you already get all the parts from holding the brokers and all the quests, but what now with CyberBrokers? Because there will be no more mechs to build, so what will we be doing with them?
That is an excellent question. Actually, I'm happy you asked it. CyberBrokers, the NFTs will always be the OG top part of the CyberBrokers collection. Period. End of story. That means there will be benefits to holding a CyberBroker over time. The upcoming part of the CyberBroker universe is certainly focused on mechs. And mechs will need an operator, and CyberBrokers are going to be one of the best operators to use with a mech. Note how we carefully word all that. I'll digest that statement later. But the key is that's the mech part. There will always be parts after mechs, or maybe some parts in unison with mechs that CyberBrokers will always be able to take advantage of. Is that a good way to politically state that, Brianna?
Yeah, basically, like CyberBrokers, they're like the powerful beings of our universe. So they will always be, the top tier. They're going to operate your mech and be the strongest, probably, operator. But they are, again, they're the celebrities of our universe, so they're not going anywhere. So it's still important to hold your CyberBrokers. You're going to need them in combination with your mechs. Even if there will be other options, they will give you the best benefit. And
there'll be things beyond mechs that CyberBrokers will have access to.
Yes.
So I think that's probably the short answer. Does that help answer your question? I mean, the problem is we can't say what. So all we can say is yes, there will be.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
Okay. That's a perfect, I think, question to end on. With that in mind, oh wait, I see one more. Sorry. Are the Drifters going to be another collection? Do you want to answer that one, Brianna?
Yeah, so we've teased Drifters a lot, and we've mentioned that they are another operator possibility for your mechs. So yes, Drifters are coming. They're, again, like we mentioned, a different operator. They will provide different benefits than a CyberBroker, but stay tuned because as the year starting off, we'll be starting to unveil some of this stuff for you coming real soon. We're excited to kind of show you what we're thinking in the upcoming year, and we'll be sharing a lot more with you guys. So you'll have a chance to kind of get a peek at what will be coming in 2023.
Yeah. And I see one more question since we're here. Will mech stats and CyberBroker Drifter stats be added together in its final stat? And I think I would answer that less directly than you want, Ballistic, but I would state that mechs require operators, and the characteristics of an operator will certainly benefit the mech that is being used, and certain missions may require different things. So that could be talents, that could be stats, that could be who knows what else. So there's lots of options to think of. Is that another politically correct good way to say that?
And I think too, like, so when you mint your mech, you're not like minting it with like a cyber broker. So I think that's an important thing. Like when we say your mech needs an operator, when you're building it, it's not like you're going to be permanently etching like a specific cyber broker with it when you build it. So don't worry about that. I think that's like I think that might be something where people are wondering, but no, your mech is like a separate mint. That's your mech. So don't have to worry about like making a decision like, oh my God, like which cyber broker is going to get which mech for like the rest of eternity. You don't have to worry about that.
For style reasons, you may want to pair your mech and your cyber broker up. There's nothing wrong with that. At the same time, every time you go to do something with a mech, you have an option of how you're going to pair it. So you can obviously change that pairing whenever you want.
Yeah, so I think it will be similar, like how a lot of people right now, some are building mechs purely for aesthetics, and then there's people with the Franken mechs that are just decked out in stats. So the cyber brokers are just going to be another part of kind of how you strategize about things. So I think when this whole new version starts, it'll be fun to see kind of people's different strategies. Like I love seeing people's like thoughts and how they go about all this stuff. So it'll be a fun time, I think, to chat about all that.
Perfect. With that, I think we will call this live stream done.
Yeah. Thank you, CyberC.
Yeah, thank you, CyberC, for coming on. Appreciate it very much.
It was great to be here with you guys.
And I think if anyone's interested, right, in the broker list, you want to plug the handle CyberC?
Yeah.
There it is. At brokerlist _ or I think the collab channel on our Discord, right? Mike?
Collab channel has it.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Thank you all. Have GMAC.
GMAC.
We'll see you next
Thank
week
you.
or find us in Discord.
Yeah.
Have a great night, everyone. Bye.